Hey, this is Shauna Lampman. Today I'm going to discuss my lesson plan template for ITEC 7430. I'm going to do that using a Prezi. And first of all, I want to talk about my topic, and I chose government for my students. One reason I chose government is because it's a difficult topic for middle schoolers, and it's not necessarily difficult for them to understand. It's difficult for them to retain. So I wanted to try to do something to help them retain that information. It is a short unit. That's another reason I decided to do government as my lesson plan for this class. Okay, the lesson plan itself. The first thing they did is completed a web quest, and they have already been introduced to this information in the past, so it wasn't anything new to them. They were able to do some research based on websites that I gave them to complete a graphic organizer. After they finished the web quest, they all logged in to Edmodo, and we had a discussion about the types of government. I gave them some scenarios, and they were able to tell me what type of government was being displayed, and they were asked to defend their position on those types of governments. After the Edmodo discussion, they completed a quiz on surveymonkey.com, which gave me an idea of how much they understood about government. After that, they were asked to create a presentation in pairs. The presentation is the scenario they're given is that they're on a deserted island and they must form a government. They must name the island and make a flag. They must choose one of three types of government involving citizen participation. Those are democratic, oligarchic, and autocratic. And they're also to choose three types of government involving distribution of power, which are federal, confederate, and unitary. If they chose democracy, they had to tell whether it was a parliamentary democracy or a presidential democracy. Students were given the option of how they would present their project. They could have used a Prezi, Screencast, a video, animation, VoiceThread, podcast, wiki, Padlet, Glogster, Protagonize, or any other pre-approved Web 2.0 tool. Alright, their assessments, the way they were assessed, their formative assessments came in the beginning of the lesson, which through the Edmodo conversation I was able to tell if they understood what was going on. Through the surveymonkey.com quiz I was able to see if they understood the things that we were learning. Their summative assessment was their actual project. Was graded. They were given a rubric on the first day that I assigned the presentation, and that rubric was used to grade their presentation. The process of my project went well of the lesson plan. The students really enjoyed using all of the different Web 2.0 tools. They were not as knowledgeable about computers and troubleshooting and everything that happens as you're using technology as I expected. There were several computer issues, but we were able to work through those. Some of the students were very creative and came up with some really awesome presentations. I had two groups of students that actually used Minecraft, I think that's the name of it, to create their presentation, and they created a little city, and they would take me into different buildings, and they used books to write their information that they needed to have, and I thought that was really cool. Many of the students did not do well. Either they really focused on the government aspect and would just define government terms, or they would be really creative and then forget about the whole government thing. So I was disappointed about that. That's one thing that I would like to be able to improve for next year. I'm not really sure how to do that, but I'm hoping I can maybe be a little bit more specific, show them some examples from this year that really were good examples so that they'll know what I expect. I think maybe they just didn't quite know what I expected, even though it was pretty explicit in the directions and in the rubric. So that is one thing that I would change for next time. But that's my lesson plan. Please let me know what you think that I should add or change or do differently. Thank you.